Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Layer or Solayer. Relatively new crypto. I think it launched somewhere in February, maybe late January. I'm not completely sure, but wanted to make a video on this. I mean, this is a coin I have traded quite a fair bit. I've looked at quite a fair bit as well. It's a very strange coin, but it has relatively high volume. So I just wanted to make a video, see if any of you would be interested in this. I have personally, just for a disclosure, I've stopped trading this. I mean, you might be able to see it from the chart here, but the price action is extremely strange. It seems to be very manipulated, and who knows who's manipulating this or market making this for the same purpose. Could also be true. But in general, this is a very difficult crypto to trade, right? Especially if you take a look at the project itself, which has a fully diluted valuation of $1.4 billion. It is one of the recent Binance listings, which also tend to not do well, even though Solayer was kind of in a certain periods where these coins actually did quite well. Berachain Story did quite well as well, for example. But ultimately, this is a coin with a valuation that is too high, with a ton of VCs in there, especially something like Polychain. They will dump on you, all right? So in that sense, it's value too high, and at some point of time, this is going to turn very, very bearish. So that's why fundamentally you would kind of say this is a good short, but shorters have always been hunted for this. So therefore you want to long, but again, I mean, longing this is actually, you know, in hindsight, it has been quite easy. But right now, I mean, it's getting quite difficult again. And you can also see sometimes you have these funding rates. So this is still being shorted quite often. And that is one of the key reasons why we've been able to form this very bullish structure, regardless of what it looks like. And talking about Layer right now, I'm still bullish on this. All right, the volume is not as high as it was, I think, Wednesday. Wednesday, the volume got towards $400 million. I think that's the highest volume we've had so far with Layer. Now we've start of March, we actually had a little bit higher, but ultimately volume is very high. And there's a slight bearish divergence, but there are no major divergences between, you know, all the higher highs. I mean, there is a divergence from here to here. But then from here to here, there is not a divergence, and also in terms of volume, there's no divergence. So it's only between the price and the RSI, but price and volume and price and open interest, as you can see, are fine. So that's why I'd say, you know, divergence doesn't really matter. We still have a lot of volume. The volume is actually up over the last 24 hours into the weekend. So I see no reason as of right now to say that we are going to turn bearish. All right, so I still think, even though I think this is overvalued fundamentally, I still think technically we have to be honest to ourselves and say, well, it's most likely we're going to rally up higher. Now, eventually, I think this is going to go into a massive downtrend. All right, so that's down the line. I think that's going to happen somewhere in 2025. But until then, until we get a strong confirmation of that, we have to assume that this is bullish, all right? And right now, we have enough of those confirmations. So the main target, we've already filled the entire wick we had at the start right here at the 12th of February. Broke above that briefly, which was a good sign. Dropped down below that, now holding the highs right here, gaining some new momentum. I'd say, if you go back in time, the levels that have been respected quite often are the 1.618. Fibs. So in this case, that would be between 1.7, well, a little bit lower, but around 1.7 and 1.75. So I'd say it's most likely that, you know, maybe over the course of this weekend, we will still remain relatively stable here, relatively consolidating. We might have a fake out, but ultimately I think we're going up to that level next. And I still think going up to that level instead of reversing is the most likely scenario. So those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.